Alright. I totally haven't just been boxing the crap out of Grandson over here. For like 10 minutes. But here we are. We have 5 quests to do. There's, let's see, Tank, the man with too many scars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in total. Oh, we shall see how that goes. Pardon me. Let's see how this goes. I have my microphone on. Yes. Perfect. Good job, Froggy.
Can't say I've chatted with you before. Think I'd remember if I had. Seen your fair share of fighting, have you?
Yeah, to a degree.
Oh, and wary besides. Rest assured I have no secret designs. Name's Grandson. Bounty hunter by trade, mostly sin-eaters. When I first laid eyes on you, I had a feeling you were a tough bastard. The sort that might get mistaken for that. Warrior of Darkness folks have been talking about recently. That right? Easy, killer. I couldn't care less who you are or what you've done. The only thing I'm looking for these days is a like-minded partner. Someone willing to join me in the hunt for the biggest prize this side of Norvrend.
I'd hear the details first.
Thought that'd grab your attention. Dikaiosins, the fiend I'm after, one of the so-called cardinal virtues, as folks are wont to call them. There were hopes that somehow the death of Vothri and the Wardens might have put an end to Diakosin, but alas no.
Ooh, I wonder if that's different. If you don't do it before Vothri. Interesting. Or if you do it before you kill Vothri.
Seems the rules that bind other sin-eaters don't apply to the virtues. Former warriors of light, the esteemed heroes, who saved the realm a century ago. Dear old Brandon was one of them. I'm told, well, at least. Stop me if you've heard this all before. Anyway, like his comrades, Brandon died in the process, only to return relatively recently as a sin-eater. The better to torment we few who survived their mercy, needless to say. I aim to put an end to all of that. You've heard the pitch, so what's your answer? You interested in hunting Diakosin with me? Not a whit of hesitation. I like you, sinner. Nevertheless, I need you to humor me and prove that you're the dab hand I think you are, for my sake, as well as yours. I've heard reports of stray eaters drifting through the Crystarium. Come with me and put my mind at ease.
Da, 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 da. No, let me go to the closest one. He's not far out. Right there he is. I have raspberries and they are tasty.
There you are. Very good. The sinners we're after were sighted west of the Akensa Gate, so we'll need to head through there before we begin our search. Oh, and if you happen to have any objection to killing eaters for sport, remember that many were once innocent people. You'll be doing them a favor putting them out of their misery.
Fair. Was that an issue killing innocent for sport?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, where is he? Ba, 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 ba. What level is this quest? Level 70.
Good, clean work. This is clearly not your first time. Let's do this once more, just to confirm it wasn't a fluke, though. Besides, though it could use with a few less eaters. Follow me. It shouldn't be much farther.
Yes, sir. So I only was able to get Gunbreaker to 62. I'm almost 63. Halfway to 63 at the moment. I'm sure I'll be fine getting it up to 80 for Endwalker. My biggest thing is I just need to get one specific top. I really want one specific top. And I'm going to be sad if I cannot get it. Considering I've actually just never seen it drop before as well. Which is my big thing. Which is the Eorzea something something top of fending from whatever the second alliance raid is.
Yeah, that'll do. You're exactly the sort of woman I've been looking for, and thank the gods for that. My apologies for subjecting you to such a silly test, but I'd rather not have an amateur's death on my conscience. Let's head back to the wandering stairs and make this official, shall we?
Ba, 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 ba. So with these 5 quests, or 6 quests, I have, let's see, Waiting in the Depths, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, wait, 4. I have 7 MSQ quests left. So 7 MSQ with dungeon and trial, right? So ideally, if I can get through these 5 really quick, and I can do Waiting in the Depths to the Light of Inspiration, so at least do 3 MSQs today, I should be good to get everything in the level 80 set done for tomorrow. If I am able to stream, that is still a questioning thing. Because I do have a doctor's appointment, so we shall see. We shall see. Just just to make sure you're still keen on our agreement, listen, will you join with me and hunt the Dreadfiend Dikaiosyn and put an end to his accursed existence? Excellent, then it is settled. Now, every hunt begins with an investigation, and ours is no exception. Dikaiosyn can be rather difficult, can be a rather difficult eater to pin down. But before we commence ours, we would do well to attend to our respective preparations. Let me know when you are ready to proceed. All set to embark on our great hunt, Little? Then let us be about it. Before you ask, I have no intention of leading us out into the wilds without even an inkling of Dikaiosyn's whereabouts. Norvrant may not be particularly large realm, even before the flood, but it'd take us a dozen lifetimes to scour every nook and cranny. So we'll just start by asking around the place. If I know for a fact that Dikaiosyn, I believe is still how you pronounce it. I'm gonna assume that's how it's pronounced, has attacked before the village of Wright on Calusia. While I don't have reason to believe he will return, I'd like to think that I'd like to think that the survivors might know something of value. After all, you can be sure that they haven't forgotten the day the bastard came through. So, let us be off then. I still have 3 quests in there? 2. The one that I'm working on, then I believe that one right there. This is random, that I believe actually might be it. I don't know. Welcome to Wright. I reckon it might not seem like much to you, but to me, never mind. We'll save that conversation for after. Tracking down Dikaiosyn is what matters right now. Let's split up and ask after the bastard. Better odds of turning up useful information that way, I'd wager. Hello, anybody have stuff for me to ask? Despondent villager, skittish villager.
Where did you come from? And what do you want with me?
Is that the Kingdom Hearts Keyblade?
Dikaiosyn, that thrice damned eater, that's the spitting image of Gladgent Knight. That Dikaiosyn? I can't help you. All I know is that when he came, he Wicked White. If you had seen the carnage, you would... I'm sorry. I can't talk about this.
What do you want with me? The Sin Eater? The one that came and killed everyone? Oh god, is he here? Then why are you talking about him? Oh, I knew I should have stayed inside. There's nothing but death out here now. Death and horror and eaters and... Okay. Okay, we're making our way through these fast, friends. 2 of 5 down.
Well, learn anything worth sharing?
Not really.
God, raspberries are so tasty. Yeah, I wish I could say I'm surprised, but I'm not. That's what we saw that day. What he did to us. There's no moving on from that.
What's your connection to this village?
Well, I was planning on telling you the whole story eventually, but I suppose now is as good a time as any. I was born and raised in Wright. Lacking any real prospects, I eked out a living as a hunter. Might have tried my hand at something more exciting, had I not also been trying to provide for the love of my life. Melinda. It was about a year ago that she accepted a commission from this Yomoran trader. Bloke dealt mostly in antiques, and he had this bracelet in need of restoration. Bloody old, with a questionable provenance, but supposedly it belonged to a royalty or some such. The Fangs of Orthus, he called it. Me and her had been talking about trying the proverbial knot, of tying the proverbial knot. Buying land, building a home, that sort of thing. Around here that might not take much, but it was a lot more than we had had. So when the trader made his offer, she didn't hesitate to say yes. I'd gone down to the shipyards and picked up an extra tool and materials she needed for the work. Quality stuff, but I'd pay for it 10 times. I'd pay for itself 10 times over. But when I got back to Wright, the Eorzea had been busy. I spied at least a dozen newborn Sin Eaters fluttering about, trying to make sense of the new lot. The grandmother who lived next door and shared the fruits of her orchard with us. The gruff woodsman who'd brought firewood to our doorstep in the dead of winter. Both of them reduced to mindless fiends, just like that. There wasn't even time to mourn or to think. I sat looking for Melinda. And then there she was, alive and well. Our eyes met, and we knew it was going to be alright. We ran for each other, and even now, a year later, it doesn't feel real. One moment she was there, right there, in front of me. And the next she was. Hydaelyn knelt and took the Fang of Orthus, then left, leading a host of Sin Eaters out of Wright. But Melinda, I couldn't see her as anything else. She wouldn't budge. She just hovered there and stared, waiting for me to end it. Well, I can never say no to her. not once in the years we'd been together. For all the time she'd welcome me home with a bowl of hot stew. All the time she laughed at my crude jokes and gave me counsel when I was losing my way. For all that and more, I killed her. I'd swore then and there I'd have my vengeance. Dick Eorzea would die by my hand. I carved the scar in my flesh to mirror the one he left on my soul, an enduring reminder of the vow that I will never dare stray from my path. There, all done. No need to wallow in it. Wouldn't want my tragic yet trite tale to put you off our hunt. Still with me to the end, sinner? That's the spirit. Still, I've some unfinished business here. So if you could give me a moment before we resume, I would be most grateful.
Nose is a little stuffy, so I'm just gonna meet up for a quick second. Okay. Number 3.
Sorry to have kept you waiting, sinner. I'm sure you're eager to get back to it, as am I. Trouble is, in your absence, I failed to turn up any information as to the whereabouts of Dick Eorzea. There is one line of inquiry I've yet to pursue, though. The Fangs of Orthus. The bracelet my beloved was supposed to restore, and that the Eater took with him when he left Right. Sin Eaters are mindless fiends, driven only by base instinct. Everyone knows that. They have no need for worldly possessions, yet Dick Eorzea took the bracelet away. Which can only mean there's something unique about this particular antique, or that sinless bastard somehow different from the rest of his ilk. Either way, I think we need to learn more about the Fang of Orthus, and I know just the man to ask. The Amorian trader who commissioned Melinda's services. Much as I'd like to question him myself, though, I don't think that's an option. Even though Dick Eorzea's attack was a year ago, as common knowledge, I doubt the trader will believe that an Eater stole his precious trinket. He's more likely to accuse me of theft and have clapped me in irons. So I'm afraid you will have to go in my stead, little. Melinda said he was a regular at the beehive, so try looking for him there first.
I have something like on my eye, just can't place it or find it. Oh. My brain is obviously not there right now. Because I fully thought I could teleport from there, like I was in a city-state.
Dun 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 dun. Ba 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 da ba da ba ba. Da 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 da. And what do I owe? The pleasure that is your company. The Fangs of Orthus, you say? How very interesting. I should be glad to tell you everything that I know, under the assumption that you should recover it. You will see to it return to its rightful owner at once. I purchased the bracelet from a traveling peddler who claimed it was a relic of Vauber, the glorious kingdom that fell with the flood like so many others. He spoke true from what I could tell, and I intended to sell it to a collector here for a tidy profit. After having it completely restored by an artisan in right, alas, she was one of several casualties of the Sinister attack, which during the Fang of Orthus mysteriously vanished. I have of course been keeping in touch with several contacts on the off chance that the thief might attempt to sell it. They have not, regrettably, but a piece of similar design did recently surface in Mordsuk, I am told. I was planning to dispatch an agent to investigate, but it seems you seem more than capable of fulfilling that role. As an incentive, you may be assured that any information that aids me in the acquisition of the Fang of Orthus, or similar relics, will be well rewarded. Alright. So, what did our industrious patron have to say? So he thinks it was stolen, eh? Just as well. We'd probably not know where to head next if it wasn't for his distrusting nature. If this piece of similar design is related to the Fang of Orthus, then it might attract Dikaiosen's attention, assuming it hasn't already. Let's go. At least they're giving me good money. All the teleporting around I have to do. Fine weather we're having today in Mordsuk, isn't it? No such thing as a thing without value is the creed of the folks. We'll find no shortage of Verbertite trinkets here. Finding the right one, on the other hand, is the challenge. I say divide and conquer, as before. Yes, sir. Boing, 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 boing. I thought that meant there was a child at first.
Well, well met. How may I be of service to you? Oh, a choker that once belonged to the Vobert royalty, you say? If only I had such a remarkable treasure in my possession, but no, I do not. In all my years here, I have never even heard of someone unearthing such a thing.
Alright.
Yes? Do you have business with me, traveler? Ah, the Velbertite choker. Is that what all this fuss is about? Then you're in luck, for my husband has yet to sell it. Once we realized how valuable it was, though, he insisted on carrying it with him at all times.
My eye is so itchy.
If you're not willing to wait for him to return, then you could try to catch him at the ruins, where he scavenges for relics. They're not far.
Oh, do you have those days where, like, your eyes just so ungodly itchy, and it burns to the itch?
What news, friend?
To think that it was that easy. You've the luck of the fate
of the Fae. But we need to hurry. If my theory's correct, then so long as that scavenger has the choker, he's the target for Dickaiosen.
I know how to read because I'm really goodly at England. I England very goodly, for it is the only language I speak.
Mercy! Mercy!
Take whatever you want, but please don't kill me. I have a family, Please, I beg of you,
Senator time, my boy, Senator time. Senator time, my boy. Senator time.
boy Void walking real quick.
Please, please.
Frickin' scissor jaws.
I see, are there beautiful people on today?
Forgiven cowardice. Tender love and care.
It's such a simple design, but I really like it.
Shame you missed the fun. This one bit off more than he could chew. Probably because he was a newborn. You can tell by the lingering vestiges of intelligence and self. You can see it in the eyes. Like when Dickaiosen. Don't tell me you saw him. Wicked White. And he took the choker too? Damn it. Damn it all. He can't keep getting away with it. He can't keep getting away with it. Just like in Right, I was too late to save him. Just like I was too late to save her. But not again. Never again. I'll hunt you to the ends of the world, Dickaiosen. Vengeance will be mine. Right, yes, neither time nor place. More eaters could be about. It's just every time I cut one down, reminds me of my first of her.
Because I could have just teleported to Journey at Journey's head, but I decided to fly.
We may have failed to stop him in this time, but what matters is that we will both live to see another day. Pity the scavenger didn't, and the wife doesn't know yet. She's become a widow. Sod it. I'll tell her what happened. I've been there, so maybe it'll help me find the right words. Not that there's ever any. Afterwards, I'll have a good think about our next step. Don't let me keep you from your other affairs, little. We'll speak again soon.
Three more to go. Two after the one.
Hey there, sinner. I broke the bad news to the widow of the scavenger while you were gone. She took it about as well as you'd expect after she cried herself hoarse. I started asking her about the choker and where her husband had got it.
Seems he and his mates took a trip to Ilmeg a year or so back, hoping to cart off the Vobertite treasures
they could carry from an untouched ruin they'd learned about. Of course, in their greed, they neglected to account for the Feyfolk, who killed or drove most of them mad. Those who survived didn't come away empty-handed, though. They, in fact, stumbled upon a remarkable find, 3 sacred treasures of the royal family. They escaped with 2, the Fang of Orthus being one of them, which was sold by another scavenger to an Eomorian. Either that merchant you met at the Beehive or an agent of his, I'd wager. So the merchant gives it over to Melinda for restoration, after which Dick Eosin attacked right. Presumably, because he's after it as well. Meanwhile, the scavenger here in Mordsuk keeps the choker, the eyes of Orthus, locked away for safekeeping, and when he finally decides to sell it, the sinless bastard shows up again. Which brings us to here and now. Damned if I know why, but at this point there's no denying that the Diocesan's been hunting the royal relics. And so, assuming he hasn't already claimed the third one, the Claws of Orthus, then I say we should get our hands on it first and then use it to lure him out of hiding. But to that end, we'll have to venture into the fairy kingdom ourselves. Those scavengers didn't receive the warmest welcome and were not likely to be treated any better.
I was away with the Fae for a time. It'll be good.
Why does that not surprise me? Well, if you and the Fae have an understanding, perhaps we can traverse the lands without worry. That settles it then. We'll head to Ilmeg and ask after this Vobertite ring.
Little Laran.
That man is staying very still. What a remarkable, uneventful trip. I kept jumping at shadows, waiting for eaters or foul demons, Or worse to attack. Though that might be preferable to the Fae, frankly. Still, we're going to have to deal with them eventually. If we're going to find the ring, after all, the Numu were part of the Vobert Society. So, and without their help, I'm not sure where to even begin our search. Perhaps there's a village of some sort you can guide us to. Any, eh? Very well. Lead on, sinner.
Right, I believe Dragoon is also a healer.
Something about your demeanor bespeaks a question unasked. Have I the right of it? A ring that belongs to the royal family of Vobert, and it was called Claw of Orthis. But Vobert is long gone, as are the caretakers of the ring you seek. But who can say where it might have got to?
That's fair. Lalaul.
Oh, hello there. Have you questions for me? The Claws of Orthis is a ring, you say? The name I have not heard before, but I know nothing save that. Oh, Sulol served the royal family before the flood. Somewhat temperamental they are. But surely they will have the knowledge of this treasure you seek.
Womp 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 womp. I just set up a conversation or 3. Learn anything of interest. So the Sulul is the one we ought to speak with, eh? From a servant of the royal family, which would mean they've lived nearly over a century. Bugger me.
Oh, I literally just looked at that person.
I do not know you, yet you seem to know me.
The Echo.
The 5th was destroyed yesterday. A young girl, not yet of age, transformed into a misshapen beast like the others before her.
As if we needed more proof of a pattern. At this rate, any citizen could be next. Tell me you at least learned something from this one.
I studied her remains after myself. 'Twas painful. Was plain a powerful magic had been employed. Vestiges of the enchantment lingered long before. The culprit, I think, is not a man to be trifled with. That is all I can say for now, but you may rest assured that I will ascertain their identity ere long. On my honor as court mage, I swear it. Until I do, however, I would implore you and your fellow knights to dispatch any who turn or show signs without hesitation.
But these are our kith and kin. Should we not try to help them alive? Until a way... should we try not to keep them alive until a way to reverse their transformation can be found?
Your mercy would place countless others at risk. As a knight of Velbert, did you not vow to serve all her people? Justice for the weak among us. Was it not? How many such innocents will die before you do what must needs be done?
It pains me deeply, Brandon. But the safety of the royal family is paramount. I feared that to take anything less than the most drastic measure would be to invite death into the castle.
That is already here. Surely you must see that.
Oh, it's a woman.
I will not let it be whispered that Princess Soldia turned a blind eye to her people's suffering. These crimes are a tragedy that weighs upon every Velbertite soul, mine most of all, and that is why I will take charge of the investigation myself. My lady, be reasonable. You cannot put yourself in harm's way. You have a responsibility to your subjects. So, am I to gamble with their lives instead? Let them shield me while I alone take shelter and look down on them from on high. Yes, exactly. You are their princess. You are Brandon, yes? The new recruit? A rather promising one from what the captain has told me. You will attend me personally.
My lady?
You heard me. I will not stand idly by when I have the power to make a difference. Together, we will see justice done for all, as your vow and your princess demand.
Lady Soldia, I understand. Forgive me my hesitation. My life and my sword are yours to command.
I have great expectations for you. I trust you will not disappoint me. Right. There's no telling what our culprit will strike again, so we must begin our investigation at once. There are other witnesses to be questioned, clues to be gathered. Come, come.
Now, Lady Soldia! Lady Soldia!
Ever the stubborn child. I wish you the best of luck, Brandon. You will need it and more.
Hey, are you alright?
The way you were holding your head, as if wrecked by a terrible pain. What happened to you just now? Lady Soldia, you saw her with your mind's eye. Then it is as you suspected. Or as I suspected, you have the gift too. You are like Brandon.
What do you mean she's like Brandon? I have this thing called an echo.
Why have you come to me? What is it that you seek?
We seek to find Brandon's, self.
I see. And for this hunt of yours, you have come to Ilmeg in search of the claws of Orthis. I am afraid that this is no simple matter. First, I would know that you are capable of facing the eater you seek. There is a spot in the river not far from here which I used to bathe, until a number of beasts grew equally fond of it. If you are the warrior you claim to be, they should pose no challenge to you whatsoever. As for you, I have questions.
All right. We can easily take down these fools. Womp. Dun da 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 dun ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba da ba da ba da ba 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 da ba da ba ba bitty bitty ba da ba di ba do ba ba di bitty ba di ba da ba da ba da ba ba da ba da.
The beasts are no more then. Good, good. I hadn't the heart to do it myself, for they were no ordinary beasts, but old friends who had survived the flood, victims of the curse you heard us speak of in your vision.
So the curse transforms people into monsters. The Capsinians can spawn more of their own kind.
I will speak no more of this or other matters until you have completed the task I set before you. This is not negotiable, grandson. Little accepted my terms, and so must you.
So secretive, the both of you. Can we just speak plain?
Your comrade refused to acknowledge his situation. This may take time, but I am patient indeed. I have dealt with many stubborn children in my day.
Pela.
Exemplary timing, little. 'Twas not more than a moment ago that grandson returned, having at last obliged my humble request.
Humble request my arse.
This one's no better than the Omorian aristocrat, so accustomed to making others do their bidding, I tell you. There's something off-putting about having to take orders from a dog.
Ere you continue to give me cause to reconsider your, aiding your hunt, perhaps you should ask your question.
Fine. Little said she saw a vision of you and Brandon looking thick as thieves. Are you friends, eh? You know what he's up to now?
Brandon is dead. He died a century ago. Together with his comrades in an attempt to help the flood that they themselves set in motion. I presume you speak of the eater that took possession of his corpse.
Tikyosin, yes, aye. But unlike most eaters, he's been doing more than roam about aimlessly.
For some reason, he's been hunting down royal treasures of old Verbur. And he's been killing anyone who got in his way.
Is he now? Ha! What irony. Even in death he remains a slave to duty, a knight brave and true.
He's a murderer. And I'm not here, it said otherwise. He ruined my life, killed my beloved before my very eyes. Every night I go to bed dreaming of the day that I will take my revenge.
Oh, I see. Truly you have suffered a terrible loss. But while your thirst for vengeance is quite natural and understandable, it is ultimately gets misguided. Unusual behavior notwithstanding, Diciosin is nevertheless no more than an eater. To hate him is to hate the sea that claims the ship, the disease that steals the child, the tremor that topples the home, the mindless force of nature that begets destruction driven by fragmented memory.
You dare make excuses for him? You think I wanted any of this? I grew up on a farm, I could barely wield a sword, and I've got to kill one of the bloody cardinal virtues. Hate and anger and vengeance are all I've got now. My every waking moment is dedicated to plotting his death. It has to be. It has to be. So just tell us where this god's damned ring is, and we'll be on our way.
This is how it has to be then? Who you have to be? Nay, I think not. You ask too much, demand far, far too much, and in exchange for what? This I cannot abide.
Are you trying to barter me? You little shite. Tell me what you want. Tell me what I want to know, or I'll beat it out of you. Back off, little. I won't let anyone or anything stand between me and Melinda's murderer.
Brandon was a dear friend. I know that to disgraces his flesh and his memory pains me more than I can well express. It would bring me great comfort if you were to grant him peace. I should like to share a story with you. If you'd be so kind to join me at Hydaelyn.
It's better have a point.
Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Up we go to it, going forward to this kingdom. Bow down, bow down, bow bow bow, bow down, bow bow down, bow down, bow bow bow.
Long Mirror Lake.
Tis beautiful even now, a palace forgotten of forgotten dreams. Before it was Hydaelyn, in time of the Vobert, it was Grunneslicht. The memory of mine in which you walked was of a troubled time, when the people of our kingdom were preyed upon by an ambitious fool. Brandon, a then young knight who had only just won his spurs, had caught the eye of Princess Saldia, who chose him as her personal guardian. However, he was far too inexperienced, and was unable to keep her safe when she ventured outside these walls on one of her investigations.
For his failure, he was stripped of his knighthood, and shortly thereafter, quit Vobert. I thought I would never see him again. But then, one day, he returned, one of several wandering adventurers led by a man named Ardbert, who had accepted our invitation to look into the mysterious transformations, which had continued unabated in Brandon's absence. Lady Saldia was overjoyed for a time. It was like nothing had changed. They spoke often and grew even closer. And then came the day we learned the truth. When we learned that the architect of our kingdom's suffering was none other than the court mage Tadric.
It's him, Brandon. I'm sorry. So am I. Come, let's have done with it. It was you, Tadric. Do not deny it. Tormenting our people, twisting and transforming them into monsters. And for what? Brandon. And after I took such pains to be rid of you. You may strip me of my titles, but not my oath. I shall serve Lady Saldia till my dying breath. As you like. Once I have killed you and your friends, there'll be no one left to stop me from claiming the throne. Hear me, my children. The hour of reckoning is at hand. Rejoice, for in the noble sacrifice shall you find everlasting glory.
Pardon me.
Lord Tadric, it hurts. Soon you shall know more than pain.
I was going to make it quick for old time's sake, but now I think I ought to take my time.
Hey, yo! I got chivalrous spirit.
Your feeble tricks are no match for my magics.
Now, let's fight this one together.
Brandon, bring them in. All close.
Yes, sir.
Bum, 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 bum.
Such incredible display of strength, the stuff of legends.
There's no escape, Todrick. Surrender.
Damn, his hotbar looking like how I am when I wake up in the morning. The interject can't do anything there.
Children in depths.
Interject. Okay, so that's what interject is for. So it does want us to split our attention for this one.
You are more tedious, but everyone has their limits. No sacrifice is too great to claim. What is mine by rights? Rise, my children, and defend me.
This guy is a little cuckoo banana pants. Hey, yo, can we get another one of those, like, big things?
Obedient children to off the lights up and sacrifice. Unrepresented. Unreferent to the last. Madness dies with you.
Ah, what is life but a medium for my magics? How much longer could you hold the line, I wonder?
It's keen to drag this out.
We can't keep this up forever.
Ba 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 ba.
All classes get these three, that's right.
I've still got a few arrows in my quiver.
Na-na-na-na. They're about to finish off this task now.
Is that Todrick? You're next. Don't you touch her, you bastard!
Ah, transmutated traitor.
Thank you both.
You're welcome, girl.
This castle will be your tomb.
Smell it though? No more traitors to summon. Okay, so interject does do nothing at the moment. It's just a pure, like, DPS rush. No, kill him properly. Don't let him just go down. Murder that man.
Meddlesome wretch, this kingdom is by rights mine.
Brandon, what's the meaning of all this? Patrick, you... But why, after serving us faithfully for so many years?
I am no servant, not for your mother, or father, or you.
My lady.
God damn you. Lady Soldia, speak to me.
Brandon, my dear brave Brandon. Am I your princess still? Would you honor your vows, even now?
Now and ever after, my lady, my sword is yours to command.
That is well. Would I had the strength to wield it myself. Steer your heart, brave Brandon, and for the good of Oba and her people.
No, I cannot. I will not.
Honor your vows to your kingdom, to your princess.
Damn, his hands are big compared to her. Holy shit.
To your friend, who never doubted you. You who knew that you would return and see justice. Justice.
No, it should be me.
Brandon, my sword, now and ever after.
I've rounded up the rest of Todrick's co-conspirators and tossed them into the jail. The only ones who hadn't been corrupted by his magic, that is.
I'll not hesitate again, no matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice.
Poor lad.
Well, you saw what happened.
Wicked White. She begged him to do it. Like Melinda.
Come, let us quit this place and return to Palani.
Return to the Pilates zone. Already almost done it.
Last one, here we come.
Man, that man is bulky. Holy crap.
Do you know why I entered into the royal family service many long years ago? Because when I was attacked by a wild beast which nearly tore me to shreds, it was Lady Soldia who came to my rescue. She saved me, and that is a debt I can never be repaid. That can never be repaid, for there is naught in this world which holds greater value than life itself. Not even her death absolves me of it, and so I must always first consider her wishes, her desires, what she would want for me and her kingdom, for Brandon, and yes, even for you, grandson.
For me.
To define one in oneself in opposition to the other, and often and other bereft of complexity, of nuance, wholly devoid of redeeming qualities, a villain indeed. There is comfort and certainty in hatred, but it is a false and fleeting comfort, brought with lies we tell ourselves about who we are, what we must be, what we must do. And never you mind the cost. If anything, the more we offer up in sacrifice, the better. Do you not see? Brandon was right to hesitate, to doubt. The unwavering blade cannot... the unwavering blade cares not whom it serves, nor who it cuts.
I think I need a moment.
Perhaps you do as well. Leave us for now, little.
Just one more and then we're done.
Give me the tenacity, I believe.
Yeah, my tenacity has to be up high.
Grandson, I have given you ample time to consider the path that has brought you here, where it invariably leads all who walk it.
I didn't know what to do after I lost Melinda. How to mourn her or how to live. I felt that if I put it all on Eorzea, put my everything into the hunt, that at least I wouldn't have to think about myself or what comes next. I wanted to hollow myself out and fill up that hole with hate, forget who I was, and irony of ironies. That's just what the poor bastard tried to do to himself a century ago, too, isn't it? Hard men make hard choices. What rot. Hold on to Melinda and the memories you shared. Let the love guide you. You're right. I don't need that hate. Never did. I will finish it for Melinda and for Brandon, and then I'll move on.
Move on, you say?
I can't live off hate. Shouldn't have made it this far, frankly. And the more I try to reach for it, the more I find sorrow, pity.
Curse not fate, but mourn her victims. Remember the dead as they lived.
Aye, something like that. Reckon Little would agree, and Melinda, if she were here, would probably slap me a dozen times for call me a bloody fool for acting the way I have. Or maybe I should have been thinking about doing that in her stead, eh? Apologies, I treated you with such disrespect before, Sulol. I'd like to claim I finally understand what you've been trying to tell me all this time, but I'm still getting my head around it.
Recognize your faults. Recognizing your fault is the first and most important step. I will tell you what I know of the Claw of Orthus. The ring, together with the bracelet and choker, were 3 relics passed down through the royal family over generations, satisfying the owner's right to rule. Princess Saldia was the last of her line, and after her death, they were stored in a sanctuary for safekeeping. However, over a year ago, a band of thieves learned of its existence.
The ones who stole the fangs and the eyes of Orthus?
Yes, these relics were concealed with magic wards. I can only presume that they once were spirited away. Eorzea was able to sense their presence.
Even in death, a slave to duty, you say? You think he pursued the thieves out of instinctive loyalty to his princess?
That I do. After all, he was content to leave them be so long as they remained hidden.
Only 2 of the 3 were taken, and the third is still.
Claim the Claw of Orthus and he will surely come for you. Yes. Timagaius is where you must go. Once you arrive at the palace I marked on your map, cast this powder into the air. The glamour will fade, and you will see the chest with the ring. The rest is up to you.
Thank you, Sulul. I promise we will bring your friend peace. With me, sinner.
And may you find peace as well, child.
Thank you, my friend.
Ba wait and I was hitting all the wrong buttons. Do do boo do boo boo do 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 do. Moss fungus. It's like a frog made out of moss. Wrong button. I accidentally hit W when I meant to hit Q. So pretty.
You toss the powder into the air and slowly settle the earth as twinkling motes of light. A coffer begins to take shape. This must be the claws of Orthus. All that is left is to decide when and where we want to confront the Eater.
Right here, right now.
Or we could deal with it here and now. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Hey there, old man. I don't know you and you don't know me, but I know your story. I know this isn't you. I know that Lady Soldia was here. She'd say the same thing. And it'll soon all be over, I promise you. Come, let's put an end to this poor bastard. Let's put this poor bastard out of his misery.
I know how to read.
I'm honestly very much so in the mood right now to play Valorant.
So maybe I'll pop out a match or two tonight. One, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6. So you can get 6 out before Basically all but one before the thing runs out for crits and stuff.
What the? What did he do that? That's how they fail. Hold on, sinner.
Yes, sir. Ba 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 da 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 do. Three bright spheres. Two, three, four, five.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you, game. Let's try that again. I'll do it on normal because it's not hard. Just I was, you know, stupid. Hey, my cooldown should have been fixed from that, honestly. Screw instances doing that. I mean, he looks cool. I will give him that for absolute bloody sure. Alright. Progress is being made. But he's right there. Just attack him still. Come on. You are as useless as Brandon is in... or Brendan. Brandon, however you pronounce his name, in freaking Radical Red. There we go, and we've now made it further. And it's like nothing ever happened to me. All the damage is gone in a snap of a finger. I don't think it gets picked up on the microphone, but I did snap my finger as I said that, you know, to add some oomph.
Looks like it's my turn. I'm counting on you, sinner.
Right, I felt that one. Thanks. You're welcome, bud. Oh, let me put that on him as well, because that'll give him some regen. See, being like a paladin or a warrior here, a gunbreaker are all really good, obviously, because you get to heal your teammates. Ouchie.
Damn eater. Let him go. He's not your bloody puppet. Finally. You watching, Melinda? Now and ever after, my lady Suldia, my sword is yours to command.
Brandon, he's still in there.
I'll not hesitate again, no matter the cost, no matter the sacrifice.
Wait, is he trapped in his memory still? You're wrong, Brandon. That's not what she would want. Let go of your anger. Let go of her.
But that would make me lesser in your eyes, wouldn't it? Not to shoulder a burden that need not be mine, no. I will not forsake compassion and love. I will not dishonor your memory. Oh, my lady Soldia.
He's gone. And with that, the 3 treasures of the royal family are reunited. Now we just got to find a place to stick them, so no scavenger ever stumbles upon them again. Least we can do for the princess and her knight, am I right? Maybe Sulul will have some ideas. Let's head back to Plaini. Do 448,000 experience. I'll take that. Oh, he teleported forward. He's a Reaper usually. Anime protagonist. Yep, that checks out with the way you look, bud. Reginald Pounds.
Babaka.
I'm not saying that he looks anything bad. He does look like a anime protag.
Is it done? Brandon has been laid to rest.
You saw us when we arrived. Do you really think you have to ask?
No, I suppose not. Oh, my dear friend, I pray you have found peace. And what of you, grandson? Has the turmoil in your heart subsided at last?
I suppose so. But to be honest, it felt like I made peace with him before we even fought.
Because you finally saw him for what he was and accepted the truth into your heart. The battle was but an afterthought.
It's for you to say. You didn't have to cross blades with the bloke. By the way, I brought you some gifts.
The 3 royal relics of Vauber. Then Brandon was safeguarding both of the bracelet and the choker.
And now it is yours to look after the whole lot. That's what Lady Soldia and her knight would have wanted, I reckon.
Yes, of course. Their souls may sleep soundly forevermore. We shall enshrine these relics for all eternity.
That's settled. I suppose we should be on our way back. There's a detour I have to take, but afterwards I'd like to speak with you back at the usual spot in the Crystarium. Be well, Solul.
Sul-ol.
I think that one has a bright life ahead of him. Few can find the strength to overcome such terrible tragedy, but he did. As have you. Oh, on no few occasions, I am sure. It has been a pleasure, little. Do visit me when, should you ever yearn to hear an old fool prattle on and on.
Will do, bud. So what we will do is we will talk to we'll talk to Branson. And then we will make our way, then we will restart the game after I take a quick little break. Then we'll make our way to the Tempest. do some quests there, and then we're done for the day. Bum ba dum bum dum. Bum bum.
Well met, Sinner. Glad to see you made it back. And back safe and sound. Having returned where it all began, I can't help but think back to when I first came here, thinking only of Dick Eorzea and my revenge. I was so wrapped up in my personal affairs that I didn't realize I was only pushing other ways. Glenard was the only one who saw through my facade. He's a perceptive one. I took one look at me, and when I got back, and broke into a smile. But enough about him. I've got to thank you properly, Little. I owe you so much for sticking with me to the end. So what's next for you, Senna? Good question. I can't say I feel at home here, or in Wright, or anywhere else, so I might spend some time on the road. Might not be as skilled as a fighter as you, but I reckon I'm better than most. There was always someone in need of a reliable sword in hand. Belinda would want me to use my talents for a noble purpose, and helping folks in need fits the bill. Hells, isn't that what Brandon and his comrades wound up doing in the end? So, let us not call it goodbye. Let's just say, until the next hunt. Wheresoever you go, may you find shade, Senna.
I like that. That was nice.
Speaker of righteous,
Righteous. Did we get an achievement for that? No, we don't get a title for that one, sadly. Alright. I will be right back. And we'll restart the game and then continue our adventure onward. Okay, let us reset this game. I just got my earbuds stuck on my finger. Do 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 do. Bum, 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 bum. So I was looking at characters last night. Because a friend might start playing, and if they do, I might make a character alongside them, and help them through adventures and stuff. But I was looking at the Lalafels, and I'm quite considering becoming a Lalafell once again, but that's also like a maybe, because I really do enjoy my character being as she is. So what I was thinking is maybe during post Endwalker, I become a Lalafell for a bit, a little buffer, maybe. I want to be on this one. So that's an idea. Then, when dawntrail comes around, I will either be a Hrothgal, I will go back to being a here, or I'll stay as Lalafell. Who knows? I do miss being the little frog, right? Because technically, I'm quite tall. But I mean, I could just be like 20 frogs in a trench coat. For all we know.
Back to the ocean floor, is it? Oh no, I'll just be rowing you out to the bay. When it comes to getting down to the bottom, you're on your own, mate.
Yes, sir.
Now, as for where we should be looking, I'd rather Selk would be sitting out around in the open. I propose we follow the slope downwards to the deeper trenches and keep an eye out for rock formations large enough to house a stronghold. Let us be off then. Watch your footing. The ground is still wet, and I'd like to, still wet and like to be slippery.
$103 southeast. Well, I can see it right there. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, that's right. There is a bunch of stuff that we have to do overall for it. some reason, I thought the end area was always like Azaz's Law. But as we can see, I am quite wrong. It's 310 yalms south. The one that's underground. Da, da, da. Bum, 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 bum. Da, 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 da. Yeah, this one's underground. We'll see it when we go through the path. I love the music in the Tempest.
The gasp.
$212 west. I guess it was up there. Well, up in like this zonage. What top is that? Damn. Honestly, kind of dope.
The finless ones, they followed me. Why have you come? What is it you... was it you who took out our water?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Ah, so this is where the Ondo make their home. I had wondered. Pray forgive us any inconvenience we have caused. Were we not aware... we were not aware your people were living here in the Tempest. We need this great dome of air that we might conduct our most urgent search, and thus beg you for your understanding.
Chieftain, what are we to do?
Kinda ugly. Give you a little smooch.
Are you emissaries of the Ancient Ones? The Mysteries have stirred. We have seen the illuminated land shining through the gloom of the abyss. If you are emissaries, the chosen, I bid you welcome. If you are not, I bid you leave.
I am not sure I understand. Would you be willing to elaborate? It would seem not. I suggest we withdraw for the moment. So, where's the plan? Given your condition, I'm reluctant to suggest lingering here. That said, our presently meandering search would proceed more swiftly if we could call upon the Ondo's local knowledge.
Yes, I'd like to know more about this illuminated land the chieftain spoke of. Could it be Emmett Silk's stronghold, do you suppose? Perhaps he lit the lanterns upon his return?
We cannot dismiss that possibility.
But if these Ondo refuse to speak with us... Nato, do you remember when we first... my first scheme for entering Yomor? I had planned to... ingratiate myself and by offering a lucrative trading opportunities with the Ondo. The individual I dealt with was reticent in manner and curious in custom, but we were able to reach an agreement nonetheless. I believe with that right approach, we can build a similar relationship here. What kind of approach do you have in mind? The chieftain fellow didn't leave us many options. If we were to tread the swiftest course, then we must needs locate its beginning. 'Tis plain our too dramatic arrival hath thrown the settlement into confusion. Were we to solve such problems as we have caused, and assure our host thereby that our purpose here is not to iminisal them, they may yet prove amenable to reason. I smell chores, but very well. If it can be done quickly... What do you think? I've nothing better to offer.
But I do worry that what will happen to the Ondo's tales end up leading us to a dead end.
I cannot say for certain, but I sense this tribe has a deeper connection to the Asians than first meets the eye. It warrants further investigation, thus I cast my vote in favor of aiding the settlement for the time being. Make allies of the Ondo. Then it's settled. Ishtola, pray proceed with your investigation. The rest of us will see about fostering some goodwill. Dun, 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 dun. It's a lie. You won't believe who I just bumped into. This is Paul Shaon, the very fellow I did business with prior to our ill-fated stay in Yomor.
Wait, I waited and you did not come. Then the mist still came, but his visits did not continue.
I'm truly sorry, Pushan Un. Things did not proceed as planned. There is aught we can do by you. So all we can do for you by way of an apology.
Perhaps. Where the dry return, a cavern into the north is home to giant crabs. We do not fear the crab, for we are swifter swimmers. But now there is no water, we run, and they scuttle close behind, snipping and snapping with their claws. There are too many of them, too many.
I believe I can be of assistance there. And what of you, little? If you've not found a task, you are most welcome to join me. Indeed, I should appreciate the company, where the dry return has a rather ominous ring to it. There. Wait, oops, wrong one. Oh, that's exactly what it's called, where the dry return. Ah, pretty music. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. My friend's enemy is anemone of mine. I love the puns that they do in this game. Whoa, it's the quest that allows you to start getting the frog gear. So long as you have the cooldown, like, you know, in the right stage and people actually want to farm it and, you know, all that jazz.
Defeat 3 blue swimmers.
Bum, 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 bum. Aha, made it just in time to get that FFxiv off. I wonder what everyone is doing currently. Eorzea, AFK, Gold Saucer, Corthus. I'm in the Tempest, and Mikhail is in their, island. I should wait a second. Okay. We don't have a close ether currents nearby.
You cracked their shells, you must be stronger than you look.
I see reached your quota first again. I shall never be your equal in such tasks. Still, I would say we have reduced the local crab population to a far less threatening number.
My thanks to both of you. You must have a reward.
Nay, Pausch's own? This was to be part of my apology to you, remember? Besides, the lack of water is our doing, for which we must also make amends. I might convince you to tell us something about your village instead. I would very much like to learn about you and your people.
Very well. Before the flood came, it is said that our ancestral home was found in seas to the south. It was utterly destroyed by the light. Only those who were out hunting survived. They swam aimless and lost until they spied buildings here on the ocean floor. Strange buildings they were, and long had they stood underwater. Yet somehow they had been spared the scars of time and current. These structures provided shelter for my people, protection from the Tempest's turbulent waters, and the predators which hunted them within. Their very existence seemed a miracle. The first settlers pondered their good fortune. It was clear that the race who had built such wonders had guided their course. And from this did they discern the truth. Yet, the ancients had chosen us to serve as caretakers to their eternal sanctuary until such time as they returned. Thus, if it is judged that you're coming, and this great vanishing of water was by the ancients' design, you will find a warm welcome here.
A truly astonishing history. Yet I cannot help but wonder, how will the significance or otherwise of our arrival be decided?
The ancients have blessed us with protection and prosperity. If your presence serves to bring us the same, there will be no doubt in the matter.
Then it would seem our earlier decision was the correct one. We thank you for the lesson, Parashun, and we will continue to do all we can to assist your people. Should you desire our help with any other trouble, pray do not hesitate to ask. We should return to the task at hand. Only do try not to overexert yourself, my friend. The risk far outweighs the gain. Yes, sir.
Weighing the depths, 2 more questions, then we are done for today.
1.
Little. Have you learned aught of note?
It's like, hello, you still how are you doing today?
It's like talking right into her ear. Sorry if that was really loud for anyone. I tried to turn the volume down a bit as I did the joke. Fascinating, and precisely the sort of information I was hoping to hear. In fact, if you have a moment, I'd like to borrow your eyes to confirm a theory I've been working on. Come. That's kind of funny because I'm canonically blind at the moment because of the light. For all my characters are canonically blind once they hit Endwalk or Shadowbringers. Because, you know, the abundance of the light and being blighted and sorts takes away their ability to see. So they use their senses around them to guide. So they have an amazing attunement with the elements and ether around them. The astrals and the umbras, if you would, the light and the darks. Now, there are 2 tasks I would have you perform. The first requires you to inspect the buildings which surround the Ondo settlement, and note of their most distinctive characteristics. For second, I would wish to use this knife to take scrapings from one of the remnants. Oh, I just hit my hand on my knee and got my skin a crack. That didn't feel good. Pray, be as thorough as you can. I shall be waiting here for the results of your investigation. The tall, slender tower features many elaborate windows, the likes of which you have seen elsewhere. Oh, the anima glass, right. You point the knife against the wall, but even after applying considerable pressure, you cannot remove so much as a flake of stone. Ba 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 ba. And what have you discovered? Yes, I would agree that the windows are most distinctive. 'Twould seem the structures appear the same to both your sight and mine. And you say you could not have so much as scratched the wall, even with all your might behind the blade. Listen, everywhere I turn in this place, my gaze is drawn to by peculiar materials for which I do not have a name. The buildings I have you investigate are prime examples. They may appear to be considerably constructed of ordinary stone, but I assure you, it is nothing of the sort. If pressed, it would be described as a substance, as a composite of several mineral properties, blended to create a mineral of unparalleled durability. Even the Ronkin Empire, once the greatest power in Novrent, produced nothing which compares to this level of perfection. But if not the Ronkins, then who? Who were these ancients the Ondo claim as the architects of the sanctuary? I suspect our answer lies with the reason Emmett Selk withdrew here to the Tempest. He may simply have wished to retreat somewhere where mere mortals would have struggled to reach, but there were many such remote locations. Why here specifically? Emmett Selk is devoted to his role, and thus we might assume his choice of stronghold somehow serves the Ascian agenda. Or mayhap 'tis more dear to him than any other. I'm saying this place was built by Ascians? That is my theory, that the structures are remnants of a time before history of a star that was yet whole and unbroken. Such traces in the source would have been obliterated by the succession of umbral calamities, but here in the first they may have remained untouched for millennia. A copy of the mural in the Katana Oval. Alamet presented it to me during my visit to Fanau after the victory in Calusia. Here in the first scene, by Emmett's own words, is depicted a city of eons past and the disaster which befell it. The design is much simplified, of course, but you do see the similarities between the towers and those you have just inspected. We are close to the truth, I feel. Let us search the surroundings for another tower. One which matches the picture near enough to remove all doubt. From what I have seen, not more than sand, and more sand lies to the east. And the south held no such structures. I suggest we try our luck further to the northwest. Yes, ma'am. Will not be displayed on the map. You must search the structures that resemble the building in the mural. She said... northwest. Trying to remember where off the top of my head. Let's go on a mount while we search around. Then inspect it from the survey point, which will be found nearby. God, I don't remember off the top of my head. Maybe below here? Yes. There it is. This seems about right. Where is said server location now? I think that's like the only tough part about this now, is I need to know exactly where the server location is. The pyre? Chance? Well, let me up. I'm sure I can make that jump game. There it is. Oh, and an ether current. Oh, I should have just been following the ether current. That would have been really smart. What do I do with this? Oh, I have to click on it. I thought I did originally. My bad. My bad. Aye. This is the mirror writ large. Though I cannot guess as its purpose, it must have been an imposing sight. How much of the tower's height lies beneath the ground, I wonder. Centuries of our history have settled upon such ruins, countless layers of dust and sediment. An entire civilization, and its existence forgotten by all except a handful of Ascians. And yet, it did exist. They lived here in this city. But let us focus on what we've learned thus far. The Ondo chieftain spoke of mystery stirring, of a land illuminated. Judging by his words, he believes the phenomena related to the ancients returned. Thus, can we surmise that what the Ondo saw shining in the abyss was, in all likelihood, it's another remnant of this age-old civilization. I just bit the shit out of my tongue. That hurt. And who else would light the lanterns? As Reen put it, than Emmett Selk himself. 'Tis almost certain he is there. But if we are to find the stronghold in a timely manner, it seems gaining the Ondo's trust remains our swiftest path forward. I only hope our deeds are enough to win them over. Thank you for assisting me with my investigation. I shall seek out our companions and share what we have learned. Much as I would like to tell you to sit down and leave the rest to us, your condition demands that we make all reasonable haste. If you are not too weary, it might be useful to speak with Pasha Un again, and ask if there is aught else he is willing to divulge. Bum, 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 bum. I like how this area legit does not say what it is until, like, the time is ready.
Ah, Alfino's friend. You and your companions have done much to repair the damage caused when the water parted. Anything else you can do? Have you seen the walls of the Forgotten?
Are these the ruins to the northwest?
Yes, that is a sacred site which I speak. Could it be that your footsteps were guided there by ancients? Believe it may be so. Listen then. I will tell you of our plans to bring light to the walls, that we might answer the shining call of the illuminated land. We have requested the finless craftsman to shape for us scrapped lamps. He is odd for a land dweller, choosing he does to live in the ocean, as he does to live in the ocean, but his skill is beyond question. It is concerning, however, that we have heard nothing of his progress. If you were to visit this artisan and return with our long-awaited light, then any doubt as to your purpose would be laid to rest. His name is Grenold. You will find him in his workshop in a metal structure to the south.
Let's go. We finally found the lad. I was just gonna do something really quick, so let me just mute up for a minute. Alright, perfect. Hey, bud? Oh, you good there? Oh, this is just great. That is, me mind's playing tricks on me. Look, Grenold. Someone's come to visit you at the bottom of the bleeding ocean. Or might be as your ghost, eh? Go on, foul shade. Feast your eyes on me rotten soul. Feast yourself on me rotten soul. I've got no use for it. A craftsman can't, craftsman's what can't craft. It's more pointless than a sea slug with a dome and hammer. And that's an insult to the bloody sea slugs. Rah. Eh? You wouldn't be trying to raise me spirits now, would ye, spirit?
Not what you'd expect from a servant o' the netherworld.
Says I'm a ghost. What's up, baby girl? Have we met before?
Might as be we crossed paths back at the Crystarium, but I don't reckon we've ever been formally introduced. Name's Grenold. And this here's meant to be me underwater sanctuary, a place where I can give myself over to me work, far from the distraction of the outside world. And yet here ye stand. Now, what's so damned important that ye dive all the way down to the bottom of the bleeding tempest to bother me? Ah, the Ondo's lamp. God curse me, empty head. I've not so much as made a start. I'm worth less than a sea slug. Nay, the slime left behind by the sea slug. Me delivery dates long past, me workbench is untouched, and I call myself a blooded artisan. Ye've heard the beliefs, have ye? Bringing light to them ruins will be an act of the deep religious and cultural significance. And it was my privilege to be, as a craftsman, to be tasked with providing a ritual instrument worthy o' the occasion, but I just can't bloody well. Me mind's bleeding blank, and it's like I've pissed away me last drop of inspiration. Tell me you've got summat to show me. Summat as'll give me a right good kick up the arse.
Give you a wicked.
The Ondo want to honor a coming o' the ancients, so their answering lights got to blaze with the right kind o' brightness. Like the spark o' life that was caught in the crystal. Just being sparkly not, and sparkly's not enough. It's got to dance with joy and sorrow and a sense of hardship endured, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's why we need the crystal, or have to do those tasks. Right. I can remember the reason why they made us do all the tasks, or do one whole thing.
Your thoughts of Brendan and the crystal you discovered at the end of his journey. Maybe Grenold could find inspiration in that.
I've left the Ondo down, but more than that, I let myself down. Might as well go back to me mending kettles.
Yep.
What's that you've got there? Such striking beauty. It shines with heartache and laughter, and the transcendence of life, like the turmoil of history made manifest. I can see the brilliance o' the bright crystal's legacy, Ye'd never capture such a gleam if not ye laboured 100 years.
Oh, funny enough.
But bugger me, if I don't mean to try, where's me tools, god damn ye? I must set to work before the feeling fades.
Good job, bud. Why don't you check something really quick? Alright. This will be the last one that we do.
I can feel it, a vision forming in me mind. Step aside, lass, and let me itching hands get to work. And done. I've taken the wonders of that crystal you showed me and channeled them into a new shape that benefits the Ondu's spiritual character.
Oh, damn. I was expecting a lamp.
Not a bad job if I do say so myself. And to think I was this close to hanging up me hammer after studying the craft o' them ancients. I've been across the length and breadth o' Nordvrand, and gobbled up every scrap of craft and wisdom that I could find. But no matter which technique I tried, me work was just no comparison. I couldn't have even figured out how they put them damn buildings together.
Pardon me.
A mystery of the ages. That's what drew me here in the first place. I built me workshop, got the forges burning, then lost me bleeding will to craft. Thank the gods that the crystal o' yours, or I might have never gotten back to it. I won't pry into your business, but I reckon your little miracle might be, there has been through the kind of journey that they sing songs about, the echoes of the memory that just hold, speak directly to your heart. Aye, I can still feel him coursing through me. The inspiration's not fading away, so it's welling up stronger and stronger. Give me a chance and I'll reckon I can wave the Crystal Saga into another thing as well. But bugger me, I'd almost forgotten the Ondo's commission. If ye could drag that lamp over to Tolhest for me, Tulsa Oth for me, I'll stay here and dream up a new armaments for ye to try.
Yes, sir. Whew. Getting out of breath. You can now exit Grundle's Forge. Equipment reward will become available for collection based on the roles you have completed. Let me take. 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 Alright, I do want to see what the top looks like, because I don't remember. I mean, it's definitely, something. I mean, the axe is pretty dope, but I kind of like my hammer a bit more, so we rock with that instead. Plus, this is like the look I want to go for. Especially my Oonga Boonga vibe.
What is it you have there? The sacred lamp. Then the Finless One has kept his promise. My people tell me of the many deeds you have performed in the name of aiding the cups. And now you have come to me bearing the light we had almost lost. We had almost surrendered hope of ever seeing. We doubt your purity no longer. Your arrival was the will of the ancients. Yes, Time for fear has passed. We shall take the lamp and unveil its austere illumination upon the walls of the Forgotten. Gather there with your companions, and we shall speak again once your prayers have been offered.
Our prayers have been offered. Voice cutscene?
Stewards of the Ondo, we offer up our light.
I mean, I wasn't far off.
That crystal you showed the artisan. Was it... Did it belong to one of my friends?
It did. Missed that part, did you?
I tried to give you a measure of privacy. No one wants a spirit looking over their shoulder every moment of the day.
Oh, I don't mind if you look over my shoulder, baby boy. Don't worry.
So tell me, if you would, how did you come across that crystal? It was Brandon's then. Strange that I should learn such things now, after they're long gone. They were fine friends, every one of them. I didn't expect death to teach me so much. About them, about Seto, about you, about the hope that hides at the heart of this world. I've never been one for idle chit-chat, but if by some miracle I could see them all again, I doubt I would ever stop talking. I'm grateful I got to bend your ear at least. And just for that, I reckon I'll stick with you. To the very end.
Apologies, we were a little late to the gathering.
It seems we succeeded in gaining their trust.
The delay wasn't exactly welcome, but at least our many hands made light work. And they seemed especially impressed with your contribution. Our hero indeed.
Y'shtola was telling us those structures may date back to the age of the Ascians.
That they do, potentially.
An Ascian homeland. Despite his many protestations, I never quite believed Emmett Selk was telling the truth.
Nor I. But there is no denying the evidence before our eyes. Clearly this was once a great city. A home they would see restored, no matter how many tens of thousands of years it takes.
It's a hollow dream when you think about it. Even if they manage to rejoin all the worlds, they'll never bring back the ones who were lost. But would I have done any different?
How are you feeling?
I'm alright. How are you? Dandy.
You have completed your devotions?
Yes. To the honored ancients have we offered up our prayers and our gratitude. You too have our thanks.
You're welcome, weird fish guy.
Might we trouble thee then to tell us more of the illuminated land of which thou didst lately speak?
To the west of here lies a great trench. Some days ago, a light appeared in that endless darkness. Curious, we ventured closer and discovered in the depths an entire city. The buildings we spied were akin to our own everlasting abodes, impossibly so. We understood at once the ancients had risen. There could be no doubt. Taken with terror, we retreated to the cups, and I decreed that none should enter the trench until such time as we received a sign.
Might it still be possible to reach this city of the ancients?
With no water to drown you, a finless one could now travel there. Yes. I am convinced you are the sign for which we have been waiting.
Og.
My people will show you the way.
Shall we?
The chieftain bids me guide your steps to the illuminated land. Come, the way lies downward. Follow the coral and rock and join your comrades below.
Go on, Granny.
There it is.
All I gathered, yes, I should have cried.
You bastard.
All gathered, yes, I shall describe the path you must take. Enter the caravan beyond and follow the wall down and down and down. Once at the bottom, find a passage to the northwest. Continue, then continue west, and west and west. It was not always so simple. The way is not simple. Keep your friends within shouting distance, and do not stray into the deep. Just before the journeys, and you will find the Calabin Gap, and the barrier we placed at its mouth. This obstacle will fade should you raise a hand towards it. We have made it so.
A most succulent explanation. We thank you for your guidance.
Right, deeper into the depths we go.
Dun, dun, dun. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah. Whee.
360. Our guide bade us travel the cavern floor and thence to the west. Yet 'twould seem these twisted turning tunnels defy such simple instructions. Rather than rely on direction alone, I suggest we scout with care and rely on the path ahead to those, and relay the path ahead to those who come behind.
We're so close to one of the best looking areas.
Little. You have a choice of 2 routes from here. You can either take the long way to the south, along the rocks, or skip along this coral branch Alize and I have, as Alize has done. I, for one, shall be following my sister's example. Ooh. The Northrand slope. Oh, we're almost at 2 million gil. Let's go. There you are. Come on. I think I found a tunnel that we're looking for.
A whole fun. Whole lots of fun, teehee. Bum, 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 bum. We have 2 more things to do in this quest.
Here. Oh, this is where, they told us to go. Well, that was rather more arduous than expected. I feel a sudden rush of gratitude for a smooth road our ancestors cut through the wilderness. 'Twas a treacherous path indeed. Now I believe one of us needs to raise a hand to banish the next obstacle? Little, I elect you do the honors.
It'll recognize me still.
Gone, just like that. I suppose we should head in. Like as not, this tunnel will be just as perilous as the road we walked to get here. Let's all stay aware of our surroundings, shall we?
Southwest. Down here. I can't jump off because that would get me killed. So we have to take the long path down. Actually, I shouldn't have jumped off anyways, because there was really nothing there for us. this is voiced, for sure.
By the gods.
All of it.
Ah, Amarat.
When the Ondo spoke of a city, I did not think they meant an actual city.
Then we are seeing the same view. The remnants in the Ondo settlement were solid material structures. But these... Everything here pulses with ether. 'Tis an enchantment on a monumental scale.
So did you note the style of the architecture? Tis the same used for the remnants at the cups and the mural painted towers. Look closely. Emmett Selk has not simply recreated these ruins, he's layered the semblance of an entire city upon them. Gods, the magnitude of his artifice is staggering. Though it pains me to admit, we do not fully understand the feats which an old-world Ascian is capable. All right. That is it for stream. We have the End of the World, A Greater Purpose, and then Shadowbringers, which has a dungeon and a trial. So we have 3 things to do tomorrow. 3 quests to do, 2 fights. Which is crazy. It makes me sad that I can't zoom it in the way I usually have it. So I will end stream here. Hopefully I will be live tomorrow. Depends on how my doctor's appointment goes. Whoa, what is that? Whoa. You guys see that? Is there supposed to be something here? I feel like I'm going crazy looking at this. I don't know. But yeah. Depending on how my appointment goes tomorrow, I will either be live or I will take the day to rest. We will figure that out. Anyways, if anyone was lurking or watching this as a VOD, thank you. Be sure to like and sub. We're 9 away from 100, which is amazing. And yeah, hope you guys have a good rest of your night, and take care.